Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Deadly Smurf in his Sheridan. It's a tier 10 game on Sand River. And so yeah, it's actually not a bad game for the tier 9s involved. As it's only, there's only a few tier 10s. It's not like an all tier 10 with like 3 tier 9s in it. Because those games suck for the tier 9s. But anyways, we are teamed up here with Badger. I swear, I'm not an idiot. I swear I'm not an idiot. And yet, sometimes I feel like I might be. That's Doc. Doc Dogood. I'm not 100% certain if that's how you pronounce his name, but Doc is what I call him to be safe, and he's in the Badger. He is not Badger. And this is IS7 because I gotta keep that joke going. It's the only way it's funny. Canada Forces also paired up, are all teamed up together, and so this is going to be the 3 of them against some heavy opponents. So this should be a lot of fun. Before we get rolling too far, as always, if you think this deserves an MVP, please do hit that like button. If you think that you want to see more of this kind of content, please subscribe. And all things thank the Patreons, which Deadly is one of my bigger Patreons, by the way. His name is in the credits because of how awesome he is, and so give him a thanks. He does do quite a bit for the channel, and he allows me to do things like the MVP program. Also, I was going to say something else and then completely forgot what it was. So this is the new Sand River, so obviously it's not quite as high over here, so you can't quite stay up here and just be like above everybody. Ooh, we get hit in the side by the Sheridan. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. For any of you who care, who play World Tanks competitively or not competitively, and are thinking about wanting to join a clan, or your clan is dying or something like that, then talk to me, message me in game. I am co-founder of a clan, and we're recruiting. And so it doesn't matter what your stats are, just message me and we'll talk and we can go from there. As long as you are active in the game, that's all I really care about. Ooh, unfortunately that shot goes a bit high and he bounces off the IS-7's armor. Oh man, unfortunately he's not getting particularly lucky with these shots. Notice he does have the large repair kit, oh good lord, that was not what we wanted to see. A large first aid and a automatic fire extinguisher, as well as the camo net. So once he stops being lit by this LT, he is going to be really hard for the enemies to actually detect him. Look for that drive wheel. Ooh, no, that's not the shot I would have taken. I would have taken that shot on the drive wheel, because that's more likely to go through, and worst case scenario, it takes out the drive wheel but doesn't go through. He still gets pinned in place and either blows a repair kit, or guys, Lord, you're just dinging off all the armor, aren't you? It's because he can't hit exactly where he's aiming. If the shots go high or low, they either hit the tracks or hit the armor. This is a bad target to be shooting at there, Deadly. There you go. That one went in because that was a heat shell, and it didn't matter that it went high. It just cut straight through the armor. He's going to have a problem with his E75 though, which he's been more or less ignoring. He's going to have to... Ooh, looks like he's just going to go all in on it and dings it off the armor. He does get the 75 spinning around though, which gives the object 263 time to advance, which is really what he needed to be doing, except he's way high on that sand dunes for I don't know why. The 263 needs to be down here somewhere where the he needs the E75 to have to come crest over the ridge in order to get to him. As long as the 263 is way up there on that sand dune, he's got so much supporting fire, incoming fire from the enemies, supporting fire for that E75. that E75 doesn't have to do anything but spot him. As long as he's down in that valley, though, like we are now, then that E75 has to actually crest that ridge in order to get a shot. And in the meantime, he's of course getting just lit up by Doc and our artillery and anyone else who can see him. So yeah, if you're ever in this position as either the 263 or the E75, good lord, Deadly's just determined to do this run. And so far, no! Okay. I thought he was gonna roll. Hands up, who thought he was gonna roll? I definitely thought he was gonna roll. I mean, obviously he didn't, and we did kill the E75, so it worked. I mean, it's one of those, if it's stupid and it works kind of situations, it's still stupid, but it worked, so it's not crazy, right? Is that how that works? I feel like that's how that should work. He lights up the Conway. He's hoping Artie will drop a shell on him. And honestly, Artie's probably looking to drop a shell on the Conway because Conway is so Artie friendly. One shell into the Conway is going to do a lot more than... Oh, there's something with him. I couldn't see what that was with him except there was another tank destroyer. But of course it is the WZ. And there goes the Conway. Now the Conway's dead. We can worry about this WZ. As long as we don't crest this ridgeline, that Type 4 down there isn't going to have something to shoot at. But cresting ridgeline when we're unlit doesn't really matter. Ooh, he's going to get shot if he's not careful. Ooh, look at that. Actually using the ridgeline to his advantage and hopping up and over it. And now he's stuck in behind this poor guy. There's nothing this guy can do about us. So as long as he doesn't get shot by... Oh, no way has shot him. I thought maybe the I-7s might have had a shot up the dunes, like the tunnels and the dunes kind of thing. But that's not the case. He does spot the 704. So as long as I wouldn't back up, this is a bad spot. I wouldn't do that. Once you get spotted, take cover. You can circle back to that location, but don't pop up in the same spot twice as a light tank. It's a surefire way to get yourself shot. So he's looking to fire down on the I-7 and the Type 5 down the valley. That's what he's more or less looking for, I'm sure, as they're going to be great targets if they continue towards our base. Well, there goes the 263. Right? I-7 has come... Is it that him coming up towards us? It is. So Deadly's going to look in here for the shot. He's not going to see it, though. So he takes down one building. Is he going to take down another building? Doesn't... Well, we are losing... Ooh, nope, Cannon Forces takes... Oh, that's never mind. It's not the right guy. No! As we get shot because... Oh, seriously, 263, you fired AP into the front of a IS-7 when all you had to do was load a HE shell, and that would have been a dead tank. Oh well. I guess he's a dead tank now. Unfortunately, as much as Canada Forces just took out an enemy tanks, he then gets doomboxed and taken out himself. So that 704 is looking in this direction. That is a bad plan. Don't do this. Don't do this. It's not worth your life. So unfortunately, at this point in time, we lost. Really? Where are you going? We needed that health. We lost both Doc and Canada Forces. Both of our platoon mates are down. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now, there is still only 5 enemy tanks left alive. And, okay. So, we're going to have to get to them. Now, with luck, our STRV may be able to hunt down the Doom box. It doesn't... If that 704 fires, we can jump in here and do something. But as long as he doesn't fire, Deadly can't push forward. And I'm sorry if you can hear a squeaking door. It's don't worry about it. Okay, moving forward nicely. He's now looking for the kill on the Type 5 Heavy. Nope, we just get lit instead. I'm guessing the Type 4 just lit us. Okay, well, oh, Type 4 takes out the 268, and looking for a shot on the Type 5 with heat. It's the only way he's going to pen this guy. Unless, of course, we get his side, which we do, and good shot. Squid Monster. Interesting name. But unfortunately for poor Squid Monster there, he goes down. Ooh, as the Type 5 heavy, or Type 4 heavy, sorry, just barely misses us, and now we are over where the enemy artillery is somewhere. Now, he's still got a heat shell loaded. Now, this was loaded for the Type 5. Lord, he flies. This was loaded for the Type. Good Lord, he's still getting shot at. Type 5, but of course he's going to have to use it on artillery because he doesn't want to take the time to switch loadouts. Now, the Doom Box was last spotted over here. However, that doesn't mean he's still in this area. He really could have taken the time, and it's possible that he's up here somewhere. It's a decently fast tank, about just a little bit slower than, see? Look at that. And great job having that heat shell still load. Now would be a good time to switch to an APCR shell. Okay, or not. But his next shell should really be a standard shell, because he's not going to need it to take out the arty, which is right there. Ooh, as he barely... So, the arty knows that we're over here somewhere. Oh no. He used 2 heat shells on that artillery. And the second time we got lit, which is unfortunate. So that Type 4 Heavy knows exactly where we are right now. This is a hard question, because technically we could go and cap. I'm not saying this is the best plan, it's a technica. Technically we could go and cap. If we do that, however, there's no way we can cap it out before the Type 4 walks back up here. Now, if the Type 4 is smart right now, he is actually turned around and is heading back towards his base. So it's possible, it's likely the Type 4 is around this location right now, because of the fact that he knows we just took out his artillery and his ally over here, the Doom Box. If the Type 4 is dumb, he's continuing along on this trajectory, and he's going to end up in our base in the next couple of minutes. Now, the fact that we just zipped around our base, we know that Type 4 isn't on this path, or he isn't on this path right this second. So most likely he is actually headed back towards his base, which is where Deadly is heading now. He's trying to scout this guy without being anywhere near him, because of course if we can light him up from distance... Did my camera just move? I don't know. Anyways, if we can light him up from distance, then we can shred him, because of course we can see farther than he can see. And so, as long as we got some heat shells, we can go through that armor. Though 280 pen isn't amazing, it will go through the Type 4's heavy. Type 4's armor, as long as it's not angled too badly. That is assuming we can find him. Oh, he's over there. That's a great spot for him. Nice job tracking him. Oh, he tracks us in return. And, yep, see, he's defending his base. So from there, we can actually get out here somewhere and shoot him, which is where Deadly's going for. And really what you want to be is somewhere where you are just barely able to see him. And then... Nope. Okay. So Deadly's going to have to find some cover where he can see this guy from. Where it's far enough away that we can use it as cover. Now, don't be firing your heat shells doing that. Firing APCR blindly, not a horrible idea. A few of them, go for it. but blindly firing heat is a bad plan. Yeah, so you can see Deadly's trying to work these bushes to find this guy. But we don't know where... Oh, yeah, he's still in the same spot. Do we get lit? No. So can we put a tree between him and us? And... Yep, that got us lit. Great. Okay, well... Gotta lose sight of him. Deadly's hanging around over here. I'm actually not gonna pause this. However, I would be on these bushes over here. The reason for that is that you should still be able to see him from there. However, he's not gonna be able to see you because you'll be using the bushes as camo. The problem with this location is he spots us every time we fire. And yes, we can fire twice for every time he fires once. Yeah, see? But there's only 30 seconds left in this game. If we were positioned out here somewhere where we could be firing constantly, because we, have a bush wall between us and him, this would be a little bit easier. 17 seconds left. I don't think he's got the time. Both of these next two shells have to pen. Nope. Nope. No. Okay. Technically, there is still time. That Type 4 has just fired. Now, as much as the game is over, right? And it would be a draw if the game ended right now. However, when the countdown actually stops, there is a few seconds between when the game technically ends and when the game is actually over. And if Deadly can kill him in that tiny bit of leeway time, he can win this. The Type 4 Heavy is just fired. That means Deadly just has to pull up to the ridge, aim, and hope he reloads in time. We'll see if he does. I don't know. I think it kicked him out before he could reload. But I don't know. Unfortunately, this is a draw. But so close. The only thing I'd say I worry about doing differently is Deadly, you got really focused on being on this hill. But you knew every time you shot from here, you got lit. Next time, think about using some other places. Somewhere over here, you might still have been able to light him. And then pull back far enough where you'd be out of his vision range, and then you shoot, a couple times from there, and then pull back up to spawn him again, and then pull back out of his vision range, something like that. But you got really fixated on being on this hill, and I think that's what killed you. As much as you didn't die, right? It was an amazingly played game, though. I love those jumps. I love those jumps and those dodging of shells because of the jumps. Was awesome. This was a great game. Thank you so much for saying this in. We're just going to jump over and quickly do his battle results. So as you can see, this was a draw. Second class master badge, all the same. Bruiser, fighter, fire for effect. Anytime you can get a mastery badge on a loss, which is what a draw is, that's a great result. 6,000 damage done. And this is the guy that stopped him from winning the game. So just because somebody doesn't have a ton of damage in a game doesn't make them a bad player. This guy turned a certain, without a doubt, loss into a draw. And he had the potential of turning it into a win if Deadly wasn't smart enough to be backing down off that hill if he kept poking and there'd been another minute left in this game, then it's quite possible that this guy could have gotten the win by simply landing an HE shell on Deadly, as that definitely would have popped him. And so this was a well-played game all around. Both of the last people left alive on their teams played this amazingly well, even though the rest of the game had gone drastically different for the both of them. The ending was, the evener, whatever, you know what I mean. Well played overall. I wish this could have been a win. It would have paid out a lot more. But obviously, on experience, this is one of the best. That was pretty awesome game. So again, thank you so much, Deadly, for sending it in, and thank you all for watching. If you think this is MVP worthy, which I personally do, then please hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content. Feel free to send me a replay of your own if you think you got one better. And in all things, thank the Patreons, one of which is Deadly, for they are amazing, and without them, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be possible. And I'll see you all next time. This is ioEther out.